Good morning. Good morning. Gotta do my stuff. Almost didn't make it. I'm just letting you know, I almost didn't make it this morning. I got so irritated. This morning has been just really pissed me off. Everybody pissing me off this morning. So it just didn't stop. The snowballs of bullshit just kept going and going and going, ending with my husband. So I'm going to try to do the best I can. Ed's in there alone because Dan went on a walk. So I'm here. It's just been one thing after another. It started with and it just kept coming at me in every way. And I haven't had a chance to fucking breathe yet. So I'm trying to breathe. Let me get some anxiety out here. Hi, Daniel. How are you? Everything's going. It's going. It's going. Better pissed off than pissed on. I will take that. Definitely will take that. I will take that. Maybe you can make it better for me. Maybe. The only person who technically can make it better is for myself. But, you know, when you just get snowballed and it keeps going and going and going, like I haven't had it. I fucked up my Facebook. I fucked up my Instagram. I fucked up all this stuff. And then Dan's bitching at me because anyway, it was just too much. So I think what I'm going to do is I need to just do everything before, I don't know. I got way too, a double, yeah, it's just been a morning. The man children are really fucking annoying, right? They really are. The weather's freezing, Janice. We have California snow on the grass. It's right out here. So we're here, we're going. We're gonna try to do the best I can. Yep. Hi, Casey. It's freezing. It's freezing. Hi, Brian. So crazy morning of just things thrown at me 50,000 directions at multiple speeds. And it just totally fucked up my whole rhythm, right? Fucked up on my social media. My mind was going and then it didn't stop. You know, just nonstop. Andrew, Dan, Zach, Dan, fuck. Everybody just leave me alone. I need to decompress. Our whole country is freezing, yes. I shouldn't complain because there's a lot of places that you can't even get outside right now. Portia is what you do best. I hope so, Darwin. It's just sometimes you can't it's like, all right, I can handle that. And when you keep getting fired upon, it's like, okay, give me a minute. I need to regroup. All right. Sure. Fuck. I sold my house in Hollister and I moved to Los Banos and I got to swimming pool for heat. And yeah, Los Banos. What the hell? I did get a Dilly Pop fix. I did get a video this morning, and it was Dilly Pop with a picture of the kids, my kids, and he was really excited. So that was cute. I'm trying, you guys, but it's hard when you can't get up for air, you know? And then, you know, the good old man-child's like, well, what's the matter? I'm like, never mind, you won't understand. And then he starts throwing me with some more shit. I'm like, okay, you want to know what the matter is? Let me tell you. And then I tell him and he's like, and then starts bitching. I said, this is exactly why I don't talk to you. This is exactly why I don't tell you, because you can't handle it and you don't want to know it. So kiss my ass. Who did your eyebrows? They counsel with a steamroller. Bad sheep, bad joke. Really bad joke. It's not funny. It's quite stupid and adolescent. Anyhow, so I'm trying to get my shit going here. Hi, Janet. How are you? How's Steve? It's impossible to talk to the men children because he really doesn't want to know. Because the minute I tell him, he just bitches about me telling him. He bitches about me telling him I need to lose a few pounds. Oh, let me see that picture you got up there. Let me see who's better without their clothes off. Probably me. Yeah, that's okay. As a man, you should be proud of yourself today for berating a 50-year-old woman. Does that make you feel better? Does that make you feel better? As a man? Don't get me started. I think the trolls have a lot more harm than you realize. We all make errors. Well, no, I messed up this morning because it double posted and then I deleted the post and then it deleted my reel on Facebook. It's just been nonstop my morning. It's been nonstop. Hi Ken, how are you? I hope you're a good man, a respectable man. A man that comes on here and just says hello. I hope your day is well. Not one of the bully men coming on and berating women for kicks and giggles, right? It's always fucking ridiculous. Happy Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Today is what, the 22nd of January, and we already have media coverage of sadness. Oh, I can't go there either. Anyhow. Yeah, blue check mark, Danielle Salinger with a check mark. If you don't see a check mark, it's not me. As a man, you need to respect the lady. But yes, you would have nothing. Thank you, Daniel. If only my Daniel would understand that. But my Daniel is incapable of empathy towards his wife. Everything else he's fine with, just not his wife. Go figure. Just go away. Eva, that's really not a nice comment, but we got you to go away instead. How about that? Okay, I got him. They're only helping. I know, they're so stupid. Anyhow, Ed is Ed. I mean, he's doing fine. He goes up for a checkup tomorrow, which is good because there's nothing with a white check mark. There's no such thing as a white check mark. That doesn't do anything for you. A blue check mark means that you have been verified with your driver's license, passport, or anything else that clarifies who you are and that's your real account. So it doesn't make sense how we can report all these fakes and they still stay around. I woke this morning with starting with dishes again. Me too, Jet. And then I see that there's fucking shit out on the grass. So Dan, one can assume, left shit out, right? Danielle, you tell Dan, does he treat his mom that way? Nope, he doesn't. He doesn't. I'm telling you, you guys. It's because I've treated him way too good over the years. So, anyhow, and it's just frustrating, right? Wake up, same fucking bullshit. Same mess, look outside. There's, stuff from him leaving his shit outside. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing the same shit every day. Hi, Anki, thank you. I know, Jihad. I'll be here when I'm available. Same bullshit. It just pisses me off. Ruby, it doesn't matter. I've been with this man for 28 years longer. It doesn't change. Honestly, it doesn't. I'm just irritated. you made your wife breakfast. See, that's sweet. OJ, you appreciate your wife. You appreciate what she does. You appreciate her hardworking self. I still wouldn't even close the bread. Mine either. Mine leaves the fucking bread open and then the dog gets it because he doesn't shut the fucking door of the pantry. I'm stuffed. So it was funny. It's like he doesn't listen, you know, with my boob. Take my boob, for instance. So I said yesterday, I was like, okay, so got my appointment for my boob, thank God. So we'll get and figure out. Well, that's happened before, right? Yeah, it happened when I didn't have any images to compare it with. He's brushing it off like, you know, it's no big deal. And I'm like, dude, I had images. I've had 10 years worth of images now. Because you get your mammogram starting at 40. I've had 10 years worth of images. At this point, when they call you back for another fucking image, it's because they don't like what they see. Get it? They don't like what they see. So they're going in for a further checkup of my right boob. Get it? Understand it. And understand the stress that comes behind it. Right? So they don't get it. So he doesn't listen. You know, he doesn't actively listen. Stop. I'm not invincible. I'm not invincible. Have I tried cheating on him? Nope. Don't have time, even if I wanted to. Because they said my boob fell off the edge. They think we're being paranoid. Yeah. I know, Rose. When they came in, they're like, all right, right breast needs more imaging. Great. Lovely. It's always great to hear. Better be safe than sorry, right? Thanks, Deb. Anyhow. So, I've been trying cheating. I fucking don't have time. When would I fit in another man? My girlfriend left me because I care for him. Oh, Ken, stop it. Elderly parents, because my father had dementia, showing me to act like my parents don't exist. Well, good. I'm glad she left you. You should have kicked her fucking to the curb. Anybody who doesn't understand that or respect you, Ken, for doing what you're doing, doesn't deserve to be in your life. End of story. End of story. I can't even train the one I have, so I don't want any more. And I know there's probably some other men who are probably better in certain areas, but I can't. Then tried to reinstall it. It's no longer in App Store. Really? Crazy, Bethany. I was sent to ultrasound after my scan. Ultrasound had left me there 30 minutes where they came in and said I had lymph nodes enlarged. Great. So thanks, Julie. I appreciate it. So, you know, better be safe than sorry, right? So I don't mind it, but it still has this element of stress in the back of your mind, right? Making sure you're okay, and you can't, you know, pops in your head and you're like, oh, great. But there's nothing you can do. Second mammogram, I have a different type, right? So I have to go to the hospital for that. I think it's in February 6th. I think February 6th. So hopefully everything will come out. I mean, I don't feel anything, but I have really dense tissue, so sometimes it could be hard. What you have to do, girlfriend, is get him more involved than what's happening with you. Yeah, he won't understand, I know. It's the way the Salinger men are wired. Trust me. Had breast cancer, see if this was normal. So I'm gonna tell you, I've had this before because my lymph nodes, they always change. So, but I've had that. That's why they called me back the first mammogram I had, because there's no images to compare it to. So, with this one, hopefully it will be nothing. I told them that I was experiencing something, so I think it's just to make sure. It always stresses me out. Oh, you had a mom die. Yeah, that would be that would be, yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're doing an ultrasound, but it's a different type of a machine, so I have to go to the hospital for that. So I'll know February, what, in like 2 weeks? Yeah, so, but it's like, it builds on that. I don't know, Emily. Doesn't say. It just says right breast needs additional scan. Yeah, so that's all it said. Thanks, Unky. And that's why, right, we do preventative care. That's why I get my mammo every year. I don't wait every 2 to 3 like they say. I won't play around with that. So I go every year. You might, yeah, who knows? I'll see what they do. My lymph nodes go, ever since I had mono as an adult, my lymph nodes are always up and down. So I would feel it. There's no nodules that I feel. So we'll see. They're doing it based on what I'm experiencing on the right side. So I think, thanks Shahad, I appreciate it. Thanks Deb. So anywho, I have to call you. I need to keep you up to date on a couple things. So that way you're in the know, you know what I mean? Hey Amy, how are you? Good morning. I was just so busy yesterday that I could barely feel myself think. My health is struggling in many different ways, but I'll be fine. I always get through it. Oh, I am. It'll be fine. And if not, we'll deal with what I need to deal with, right? Oh God, my mom and 5 sisters have had it. Oh my gosh. So I've got a lot of stress and varying calorie done. Thanks, girl. Okay, Tony. So anyhow, we're trying to plan the Vegas trip. My freak zoomies like to plan everything like 5 months in advance. So they're stressing me out because they want everything done, you know, now. Now. So, you know, that's also on the list of things to figure out. I got these people who, like me, I'm like one of those, it'll be fine, you know, we'll get there. We're gonna do it. Doesn't need to be 5,000 days in advance. We got this. They're planners. They're driving me nuts. It's like, let's go with the flow. It'll be fine. No, we need it now. Airfare now. Hotel now. Fuck. You should really try chocolate chip pancakes. Robert, only if you make them for me. Only if you make them for me. I had my bone broth this morning because I can't drink coffee. And for me, that's the best alternative, is this bone broth, because I get my warmth, I get my cozy feeling, and then I have my little Smuckers, my little honey peanut butter Smuckers. You guys are freaking out. Freaking out. Freaking out. Anyone else going through their medications tripping this year? I don't know what that means, Margaret. My meds have been oh, that reminds me. God, I need to order meds for the family. I think I'm doing it, and I'm barely hanging on. Thanks, Daniel, I appreciate it. And Los Banos. Let me go check on Ed, because he's alone, so give me a minute. Let me make sure he's still there. Oh. one-man duty here, so I got to do the best I can. Apologize. I went pee-pee while I was at it, just because I was inside. So, Dawn, it's freezing. It's freezing, and I will never, ever, ever, ever run with the doors closed because I need as much air as possible. So yeah. So basically, it's freezing for California. For California, it's all subjective, right? But for California, it's freezing. So I know, Janet, grown-up kids that you can't say anything to before they start sulking. I know, and Andrew throws me, in the midst of my chaos this morning, Andrew throws me this calculator, you know, one of those mathematical calculators, and he's like, charge it. I'm like, well, where's the charger? Well, I don't know. So, figure it out. And I was like, whoa, bro. Like, what are you telling me to charge it? Doesn't look like a charger we have. You need to figure that out. Well, I need it today. Okay, well, why didn't you think about it today? Yesterday? Why are you thinking about it right before you leave for school? Doesn't make any sense. So, everyone. And then, you know, Dan's nephew needs to be paid right when he says, I need it right now. Right now. Fuck. What is wrong with people? Do people not understand that we will get to it when we can? Why do we need to work on other schedules? Right? For fuck's sake. I got up this morning and it said it felt like 26 degrees. Yeah, it was really cold this morning. Really cold. So, me too. I'm tired of all the BS. And holy moly, you can't say two words, right? You say something to them, and that's it. Even my husband's the same way. I can never do anything right. Well, I'm glad you acknowledge that. Because you really can't. You really can't. And it's fine, he's still sitting at the table. I gave him more coffee. Sean, damn it. I take care of it. I always do. Like I said, I always do it. I always get it done. I don't trust you because I went and seen, whatever. Jet, we can't win. We can't win. I do exercise like that and still be able to talk as well. This is my fun fact. I've been running since I was 14. So it's 15 here. I stay inside. You guys like to fill the bird feeders? Oh, well. Misty Mary, I'm fine today. Got very overwhelmed very quick today. But other than that, I'm hanging in. Thanks, Jess. You're bitter. I see that. I see that. Jet, we'll never win. I've learned that. I won't win in the land of Dan. I won't win in the land of my kids. I guess the only land I need to worry about is my own, right? Honestly, because that's the only thing we can control, gals, is our own land. So I'm still up, Sam, if that's what you mean. It helps that mine lives 5 hours away. No daily drama. Kimberly, yes, you seem to always be complaining. When you come on my page and write that, who's the one complaining? It's not me. I'm talking to my friends. I'm talking to people who are venting about their lives, their kids, and I'm agreeing with them. So why don't you read the room before you come in bitching? See how that works, girl? Don't be a simpleton. Everybody makes me feel guilty. So some days it gets to me after a while, you know? Super cheap flights. Hannah's texting me, more money spent. Coming home in March, super cheap flights. Great. Oh, Lord, Hannah. Walk out, but where would I go with Steve? I feel like walking out today. I might walk out today. And the way you talk to your father-in-law is appalling. Yes, Kimberly. Just put it up there with everybody else. I'm appalling. Yep, I'm appalling, but yet here you stay and watch everything about me. Yes, the casino is calling my name. But the only problem is it's Wednesday, so it's a nightlife, but I can come home by then. I'm either gonna do that or go shopping. TJ Maxx, Home Goods. I haven't done that circuit in a while. Maybe I'll just go and do that stuff. Yeah. Hey, for all you people in the back who think I'm so appalling, why stay and watch all the time? Why take your notes every day? That falls on you, bitches. All on you. Oh my God, Jade. I have seen it. Anything good at TJ Maxx? I haven't been there. I used to do that circuit at least once or twice a week back in the day. I used to go to TJ Maxx, Home Goods, go to Ross sometimes. I have no patience anymore for Ross though. So I won't put that on my docket anymore. It's all picked over. Well, then I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. It used to be. My mouth is still sore, yes, girl. Not as bad though. Not as bad. So Ross is awful. You know, I used to have the patience, because I used to have time, Atwood. You know, I used to have time to sit in the stores because I didn't have any responsibilities, right? Other than myself. And then we got Ed. So I would just go, that would be my day. I would go to Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Hobby Lobby, Ross. I haven't been in Ross in probably well over a year. I don't think that I would go back today. My patience level and I know, Ken, I don't have the patience for it. Our Rosses are like horribly disorganized. It gives me anxiety. So I used to love Ross too, but oh, wow, Chantel. Beachman, Dan can't find you. And I looked and I couldn't find you either on his account. Are you sure you are blocked? And the Barca Loungers, yeah, they have them. This is the time they get the stuff. I like Goodwill too, but yeah, I'm not in the mood to hunt. You know, you have to hunt. So I'm just not in the mood for that. I feel like walking. I'm not in the mood to run. My mood today got all fucked up. I'm gonna walk for a little bit. Only at Christmas, yeah. Christmas time I wasn't going anywhere because I didn't want to deal with the crowds. So for a place on our own on one level, that'll be nice. Hi, Marty. And Ross gives me anxiety right now. So I gotta listen to my mental capabilities. She thinks like you're very precious. Yeah, you know, Daniel, people don't understand the dynamic. They haven't taken the time to learn the dynamic. So they look at me as an appalling human, which really they're the ones who are appalling for being so ugly and judgy. And actually having the audacity to come on and tell people what a piece of shit they are. But they can't see that because they're simpletons. But it's okay, you know, not everybody has to get me. Not everybody has to understand me, but just leave me alone. You know, leave me alone. You don't need to come in here and tell me what a bad job I'm doing when you haven't a fucking clue what I do every day, right? I can't go to Goodwill or any large crowded stores. Yeah, I try to go, like I won't go shopping on the weekend. Bye, Sam, love you. I won't go shopping on the weekend because there's too many people out. I asked Home Goods if they can discount the high dollar loungers immediately. You did? Really? I know, Pam, me too. Because I always feel rushed. I always feel like, you know, Dan's keeping tally, Dan's keeping score, Dan's got to go 5,000 errands a day. So I always feel like I just can't go at my perusal. Online for me. I know, but I like, and Coke. 3 in at noon. Get it, bruh. How long do I exercise? Probably about an hour and a half. Yeah. And my eyebrows are so itchy. I loaded my eyebrows up with bag bomb last night. They said it didn't turn around and attack me when Facebook is ugly. Facebook is really ugly. And you know what's even uglier is I have somebody lurking. I have a couple of people, let's put it that way, a couple of people lurking on my Patreon and my YouTube to grab pictures, to grab things that I only share with a private, smaller group. And that some of those people are taking it and posting them on their Dan and Danielle pages. Yeah, I didn't like that comment either about Ross is for low class people. I think that's just too judgy and ugly. I go to Ross. I don't care how much money I make. I still went to Ross. And I liked it. I like it. I'm always looking for a bargain. I think that's fun. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Today, with my impatience, it's not for me. I don't want to sit and dig. I just can't handle it. So leave Ross alone. And I think it's an ugly statement. I hate people like that. I really do. It was rude. I hate that. What I know about Ross, there's so many posts this morning from you guys that weren't. I know, Shelly. It really hurts my soul. It really hurts my soul. With not much, and most of my clothes are thrifted. And I love a good thrift. I would wear clothes thrifting. You know, I don't have, I'm bougie in certain areas, but in other areas, I'm not. Give me a good pair of jeans from a thrift store. I used to go shop. You guys, I used to go shop at the Haight. And some of you don't know, but Haight Ashbury is in San Francisco, and they had the best frickin' thrift stores when I was in high school. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? I love finding me some good clothes. And sometimes you can find some designer bags, you guys. What's wrong with that? I have no shame. I will buy secondhand clothes any day of the week if they're in good shape. I used to shop on Poshmark. I still do. I just don't have the time and the patience to look. You know, I used to have the time. My time is valuable now. I don't have time to sit and look and take those minutes and hours looking for things like that. So I pay a little bit more, but I would go. I love thrifting. And reply to most of them. Thanks, Storms. Marshall's is not close here. It's in Sacramento. Too far for me. I don't like to leave the bubble. I really don't like to leave in general, but if I do leave, I'm not going to go to Marshall's. Because, you know, I'm going to tell you, Marshall's isn't as great as it is here in other places. I will tell you that. The weather gives me, I know, Bethany, it's horrible. I never buy anything full price. Never. It's always on sale. Even my expensive bougie shit that I buy, it has to be on sale. I won't buy it full price. I won't do it. Bye, Jet. Love ya. Everywhere where I live. I love thrift stores. I have no shame in my game, you guys. And people might be surprised to hear that. But I will thrift. I will buy things at thrift stores. I will buy plates. I bought a great one time butcher block from a thrift store. Like $5. Those things are like $200 if you get a thick one like this one. But I just, right now, if I had the time, D. Kirk, I would be going to garage sales too. I love things like that. I just don't have the time. My workload is so much. There's so many things I'm constantly on my mind that I have to get done. I forget some days because there's so much to do. And try to get in, you know, a live here and there and try to grow the business in other ways too. It's hard. So I don't have the time like I used to. The circuit was wonderful for me. Ross, I would go in order. Ross and TJ Maxx. And then if nothing was there, then I would cut over and do Home Goods. And then Trader Joe's was right there. So then I could go to Trader Joe's after. Okay, every aisle, the boxers, that's good. That's good, Beach Man. I still look for deals. Yeah, I don't care how much money I've had money. Well, I've had money back in the day, you know, and I still was cheap. I still was looking for deals. I never would buy full price. I would never buy things like that. I always wanted deals. But that's the way my mom taught me. Bye, Ken. Have a good day. I love home goods. So I'm just in the mood. I feel like, I'm in the mood to go and just take some time and peruse a little bit. By sale, no, nothing wrong with it. Anderson screen doors for $10. What? You did? God, I love a good deal. Oh, Janet, I hate that. I get that way too, honey. Deep breaths. You know what? You gotta let it go, because the only thing that it's hurting is yourself. We have two for sure. Canada, do you guys do thrift stores and stuff like that? I don't know what I'm sure you do, but I don't think I've asked any of my Canadians. Yard sales are fun. I just don't have the time. You guys, I used to do all that. Back in my day. Pre-ed, that's what I did. I thrifted. I would spend days out. My mom had Josh. My nuggets are Josh's kids. Canada have winners, Marshalls. Oh, bye, Jess. We have TGX stores, Marshalls, Winners, HomeSense. Target did not last here. We have Value Village, Goodwill. Okay, so kind of the same lines as we do. So that's why I'm in such good close contact with my nuggets, because they're Josh's kids. So it's my mommy, My mommy's in those kids. I've gone with my oldest daughter. They're really organized. And what is Josh? I was laughing at it with, I'll drive an extra 10 miles just to get, that's what Ed used to do, guys, by the way. I bought a pit in a box from Home Depot for $10 price. Oh, really? God, that's don't you feel like you almost look back like, your security's gonna come trample you, when you get good deals like that. So Ed used to do that. Ed used to drive like 20 miles out of the way, right, to get cheap gas and only put $5 in. Yeah, that was his staple. Before the dude threw the stepfather on you. Andy, that's repulsive and just absolutely disgusting and quite rude. You can get rid of him just on principle for being raunchy and rude. I'm not putting up with stupid things like that. I held on to that purse till my mom thought. I love that. There was one time we went to a place over here off of Florin Road called the Eco Thrift. Hi, Mars. And there was that's where I bought my big butcher block. But there was a bag too. My friend got it before me. It was like a Dooney and Burke or something. She was like, "Oh, I want that. I'm paying for it right now." You found $700 in a parking lot? Plato's Closet. We have something similar to that. I tried to do the Sweet, but we also have a Burlington. We still have a Burlington, I think. Burlington here, not my fave. Elko Burlington is, I walk in, I walk out. Too much. You can only take either Ross or Burlington. And I would choose Ross over Burlington. Yeah, hey Guax, how are you? I would do that for sure. And I miss it. Chrissy, enjoy that freedom, because, when you don't have it, you miss it a little bit. How do you successfully balance work, cleaning, cooking, taking care of pets, and balancing social life, love life? It's hard. My love life's in the shitter because I'm so exhausted by the end of the day. And I'm less likely to even tiredly give it up when the other person's being an ass. You know what I mean? When the kids were too little cheap for, it's cheap, but we've had Burlington, but it's not easy, Alexandra. It's really not easy. I go crazy. It doesn't take me some days. Oh, really? Oh, God. I used to love Dooney. Some days, like today, I get very overwhelmed very easily. Like this morning, there was just a lot thrown at me. I'm that person, right, who wants to make everybody happy and do everything. And sometimes I have so many other things that I have to do too, and it's hard for me to get to everybody all at the same time that they want it. And so, like this morning, I cried a little bit, right, because I was frustrated. I was frustrated with my husband. I was frustrated with certain circumstances, and I just needed to breathe. I hadn't had a chance to get up and breathe in the morning time. You know, I like my time to sit and to, you know, get up and have a little bit of time before I get things thrown my way, right? And so it was very overwhelming for me today. I woke up with a lot of pain today, which was also setting me off on the wrong foot. And so, you know, people don't take into account that there's other things going on inside of me before I get responsible for everything, you know? And so it just kind of builds and builds and builds. And it may not be the most extreme things, right? But when you're already feeling a certain way, the simplest things can add and can overwhelm you. So it's hard sometimes. It's really hard. And you just have to pick back up like I always do, pull it on my big girl panties and try to get through the day. And sometimes I run and hide, but not very often, because I can't hide all the time. Wrecked our basket hard enough to knock we call that sidewalk sale. Oh my God, Sean. Pain Monster was on my ass too this morning. Yeah, God, I woke up and I could barely move, you guys. My back and my neck was so, I was in pain. I woke up immediately and I was like, fuck, this is gonna be a hard day. Just because I slept really hard. And Ed slept, well, unless I didn't hear him, I don't know, but he slept pretty decent last night. And I am hurting. I'm hurting a lot. A lot of stress, yes. I have bills I just realized I haven't paid. I just thought about it. You know, it's hard. One person, the older you get, it's harder to manage everything so eloquently. So I'm caring for 3 needy men. Yeah. So I try. I just had to yell for my man to get more coffee because I'm still stuck under this dog. Shit. That's the only thing I've known, Mars. Unfortunately for me, I've always had to be a fighter. I've always had to take care of myself, and it's kind of a shame, you know? Sometimes I think about it and it makes me sad. Sometimes I think about that and it makes me sad. It makes me sad that I've always had to rely on myself for everything. You know? The only times I can rely on people, well, I have to lie. I relied on my mom a lot, but then she's not here. So once my mom died, I had nobody I could rely on unless I really needed to. And still it works for that day. Unless I really need him, he's there, but otherwise I have to consider him not there because he can't handle what I can handle. And he just can't listen. Ever. And I just want him to listen. I don't need him anyhow. You know how they get. So, yeah. So I've always been a fighter. I've had to fight. I didn't have the chance to fall apart when my mom died. And then my dad, I had to keep fighting. I had little kids I had to take care of. And their dad was off, God knows where, building a business and not being home. So I had to fight. I had to pull myself up from the ground of sorrow and do what I could do. Yeah. David, you can quit by leaving. I'm not complaining. I'm talking to people. If you read the room, right? If you read the room and see what people are saying, you'll understand it's not complaining. It's talking to people. It's sharing experiences, right? So get over yourself and your just repulsive behavior towards women. Yeah. Every man needs a strong woman, but sometimes every woman needs a strong man in certain times in our life. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Anyway, he was building a business to keep a roof over my head. Rusty, don't talk on something you have no knowledge on, right? Don't talk on something that you have no knowledge on. So be quiet. Another man coming here and belittling a woman. God, your moms must be proud. Yeah. And sometimes I am tired of being the rock, right? Yes. And Maureen, sometimes he always tells me when I'm doing wrong when I'm bitching about something. you know? And it's like, I don't want to hear that. I just need you to listen and just say, I'm sorry. Leave it at that, right? I'm sorry. That's it. I'm sorry you're going through that, and walk away. That's it, right? Why do they even want to give them, because we would probably most of the time not even listen to how they say to deal with things. You know, that's it. That's all you want as a woman. You just want to know you have comfort when you need it. You know? Colette Wong, don't read the negative comments. Colette, I read yours, and to me that's negative. How does that make you feel? Because when I read that, I look at it as negative. Because you're trying to tell me how I should run my platform. Trying to tell a 50-year-old woman what to do, Colette. Don't do that. It's also very rude. Yeah, in the debate, always with the last words. We lost a baby girl years ago, and my husband was strong for me so I could fall apart. Exactly 1 year later, he suffered a loss. Yes, but I'm only expected to be there for one person. But whenever I need to lose my shit, it's never there. They're probably, yeah, maybe that's what it is, Cindy. Maybe that's what it is. And, you know, as you get older, you know, you just get fed up with it and you just start doing your own shit. Because you're like, this fucking shit isn't even worth it. Fuck you. I'll just handle it myself like I always do. You know? And that's what I was taught. I was taught by my mom to take care of myself. Right? I was taught by my mom to be a warrior. To pull up my pants. And the only person who's going to get things done is yourself. Right? So I'm not very needy. I'm not very needy at all. Not very needy. But once in a while, I need to feel that it's okay to feel needy, you know? And I don't get that. I don't get that. When I was growing up, I provided us with a great home, but that left me alone with my monster mother. Yeah, and you know, people always say the same thing. Well, your husband put a roof over your head. Okay, so I should bow down over him because he did that. But without me, he couldn't have done that. Without me and the push that I gave him, always lifting him up, he wouldn't have been as successful as he was. Y'all forget the bigger piece of the puzzle mostly are the women. In my situation, it was me. He wouldn't have been as successful if it wasn't for me pushing. But he also wasn't there for me or the kids, right? If he wasn't working building, he was in Tahoe enjoying himself. So don't lecture me on how I should respect him for putting a roof over my head. Me. He can thank me. And you can also acknowledge that. I was an infant when I was little, scared. So anyhow, as always, everything that I do, right? I'm pushing, I'm supporting, I'm always there to lift everybody up. Everybody. I lift my own self up. Most of us have to do that, right? And I'm not ashamed to say that. And he's lucky because I am not needy. He has a family that's really needy for him, and that's where his attention goes. By the time I'm needy, he doesn't have it for me. So I've had to do it and learn to do it myself. Yeah. So it's normal, right? And that's what my house is like. I'm not speaking on anybody else's life, but that's my life. So, you know, in essence, you know, I don't go to him for different reasons because he can't handle it. He takes care of his family. I take care of ours. And really, we're like two ships passing in the night. You know, really, honestly, you know. Bye, Mr. Time. He has great hair. He has no hair. I'm not bashing Dan, Heather. See, why are you looking at it like bashing? I'm speaking the truth. I'm speaking my truth. Why does everybody want to come at me for speaking my truth? You guys need to stop and listen or don't. But don't come on here making accusations that you know nothing about. Get over yourselves. Leanne, sometimes single, dumb, seems very appealing, for sure. It's really appealing. Yeah, I was a very social butterfly, right? I loved being out. I was socializing with friends. Dan was like too much for me, so he would stay home, right? And he would stay home. I used to shop all the time. I used to go out of the house. I used to live life. You know, if he didn't want to do it, I did it anyway, right? He wasn't going to stop me. And, you know, caregiving takes something away from you. Caregiving takes, it probably is a state of constant depression a little bit, if that makes sense, right? It's a constant, because it takes away the joys you used to have. For me, it's taken away some of those joys of living, of doing the things I enjoy, because I'm so beat to shit and so tired. You feel trapped. You feel like you don't want to leave the house all the time. My kids get mad at me all the time. You know, they're like, Mom, you got to get out more, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Sometimes the state of going out is too much for me, you know? So it takes away my spontaneity. I am so like, I need to know ahead of time, and if you try to change the plans on me for the day, it gives me anxiety. So this is what I'm going through, right? This is what I'm going through. It's not I can't speak for other people. I can just express my own truth. You like it? You don't have to like my truth, but don't tell me and don't try to correct me on my truths. I'm not bashing my husband. I would never bash my husband. I make fun of him. But when I'm speaking truth, I'm speaking my truth. Whether you want to see it or not, that's on you. But don't tell me and don't belittle me for speaking my truths. You have no right to try to change my truths because you don't know them. You don't live in my bubble. Stop insinuating things. I love my husband. I'm speaking the truth about our situation, right? Doesn't mean you have to like it or it shatters your perception, but my truth is my truth. He might see it a completely different way, but I see it my way, and my feelings are valid. So, do I read books? Yes, but it's really hard for me to, Elizabeth, because I have countless socials I keep up. I have countless, it's really hard for me to read as much. And right now I'm binge watching shows. So, I kind of go in and, I go in spurts. Yeah, I go in spurts. So anyhow, you guys learn when you listen. When you are listening to people talk about their situations, take off your judgy eyes. Put them aside. Try to hear them. Listen to them. Stop correcting them and telling them that they don't feel that way. Stop telling people how they should act, how they should feel. It's not acceptable and not appropriate. If you don't like what they're saying, go away. I speak to people who are going through the same things, right? Majority of my people have either gone through something like this or something like, we all have marriage shit. We all get irritated with our spouses. Some of us have caregivers that we've lived through and that we're still living through. That's who I'm speaking to. I want to normalize these things. I'm not going to live in a fucking secret world where everybody thinks my life is perfect, because it's not. There is nobody out here whose life is perfect. And if you say it is, you are full of shit. And I don't believe you. We all have our issues with our husbands. We all have these feelings. Some of us have them even more than I have with caregiving. What is wrong with opening up to people, being vulnerable, and helping them through to make them feel not alone? Women, I find cure. I find help. I find my voice, right? Through talking. Through talking. Communicating with people. Because I feel it's important for other people. I do it to help them. You think I want half of my business out there? No, I don't even care, really. But I do it because I know there are people in these groups on my socials that feel the same way. They feel lost sometimes. They feel conflicted because their husbands won't listen to them. They don't have time for them. They want to lecture them on everything they do wrong, you know? They're exhausted from caregiving. They feel lost sometimes. They feel trapped. They feel lonely. You feel like you don't want to do this anymore, and you don't want to enjoy life because it's hard to enjoy life outside of a bubble, outside of this caregiving role. It's important to talk. My hubby only notices what I don't do. Always, Mary, always. Dan would say the same thing. But Dan has, like, the Salingers have this, like, flap in their ears. And the flap kind of stops the words going in and up into their brain so they can rationalize it and make sense of it. Sometimes I'm not even done with what I'm saying, and he's already telling me how to fix it or what to do or what my fault in that is. Everything's my fault. Everything. I don't only hear that from idiots on social media. I hear about it from the biggest idiot in my house, my husband. Yeah, you're single, and you know you have to. I don't even apologize anymore. I just walk away and I'm like, of course, my fault always. My fault always. Yep, I know, my fault. He says my feelings are valid. Right. Your feelings aren't valid, but they are. Stop making me feel this way. And this is scaring me. Well, you know, I don't know. Why are you married then? Rachel, it comes from, how old are you? That says a lot about your knowledge. It's called wisdom, Rachel, and you'll get there someday. Why are you married? You're married because you love the person. You've fallen in love with them. And just because you have problems in your marriage doesn't mean you just run and go get a divorce, right? Everybody has problems in their marriage. Life is a ball of problems. Get used to it. Get used to it. And if you're on here saying that your relationships are perfect, you're full of shit. Because nobody's relationship is perfect. Nobody's relationships are perfect in friendship. You know, that's like me saying, oh, my kids are bugging me. Time for the orphanage. I can't deal with them anymore. You don't do that with marriage. Some of you might. Some of you, what do they call it? The millennials, they're quick to jump ship, you know. They're quick to jump ship, you know. It's like, oh, we can't figure out this problem of the toilet paper debate. Time for a divorce, you know. No person is perfect. Have you tried marriage counseling to understand each other better? No. I don't have the time. Yes, should we bring Ed with us? That sounds perfect. It's not that important. It's not that important. My things that I'm irritated with are not that important with my husband, honestly. It's not that important. If it was very important, it would have been done years ago. It is what it is. You pick your battles, right? As you get further along in your marriage, you pick your battles on the things that are important to actually really get down and dirty with, and the other things you just gripe at each other about. That's normal. Hear the voices in my head disagree. Fuck, I'm not single, but I still have those voices too, Suzanne. Yeah, Dan is very stubborn. Salingers are very stubborn. And I've learned over the years to let a lot of things go. Right? Now, if I didn't love him, I wouldn't be here. That makes sense, right? Do people understand that? My ex-husband and I fought before, after, and during our marriage. Yes, Michelle, you are not alone, honey. Together we would get through the stubbornness. And that's why sometimes I think women are perfect together. Because I think women have more of an understanding with each other's needs and wants and feelings. And that's why I think, the only sure fact is that I'm not sexually attracted to women. So that would be a problem for me. But I'm just saying, women in general should have more, I think, they probably, we should, you know what I mean? I think women should breed, if only we could breed together. But I would have tried a woman a long time ago. He didn't care. And that's the problem, Lisa, right? You put in what you get, right? You try to put in what you get. And sometimes, unfortunately, I have to get to the point where I'm not debilitatedly upset and shut down for people to notice me. Ow. Oh. And I say that laughingly. Because, but I'm fine. I'm fine. Anyway, I told my girlfriend we could have a platonic marriage together. Yes, and live together. Like, I think it would be fun, to have a relationship with a woman. Not sexually, but just like in place of. So back in the day, I'm going to tell you a little smithereen of knowledge. Back in the day, I wanted marriage counseling, right? And Dan said, nope, wasn't going to do it. Today he would go. But back in his younger years, he would never step foot in a counselor. You know why? Because nothing was wrong with him. Who else thought that way? Ed. George, don't be rude. God, I hate really rude, passive-aggressive men. God, does it make you feel better that way? God, it just irks me that people are so ugly. But, Kelly, did any of them take after Joanne? I think Adam and Mark even is Ed in a lot of ways, but I think Mark I think Adam is the only one that's completely different. He doesn't fit in with the family. So yeah, it is what it is, and I'm just speaking. And I do too, Heather. I stand up for myself, and and sometimes now I get it thrown in my face, right? But it's because I'm just more vocal about the things now than I used to be. I used to be more quiet about things, and now I'm just more vocal about it. And so, whatever. But it is what it is, And I think as we get older too, we get tired. And we run out of energy, and our hormones are kooky, and we feel things sometimes that are not like, it's we're a little bit too much than it should be, right? Reality is not as extreme in our heads as it is, right? And you can rationalize with that, but it still doesn't take away those feelings at the moment, right? A part-time job, Angela. A part-time job? What? Angela, do you know how much I do? How would you like me to leave my house and get a part-time job? I have like 7 socials that I deal with. I have lives that I do. I take care of Grandpa. I take care of my house. I'm really confused. Would anybody know how to fit in a part-time schedule? And do you think I'm safe to be outside in the public arena at a store? Don't sleep. Shit. I just started getting feelings again. No, J Money was good. No, get him back. He's good. Kim, no, that was a mistake. Get him back. No, he's my guy. Yeah, no, and really, I would have to not sleep, and I just got sleeping back, you know, I just got sleeping back, so, no, I miss my mom every day, especially in moments where I really need just the hug. When I need a hug, when the days that I'm feeling overwhelmed, the days that I'm just feeling defeated, deflated, right? Yeah, I would like my mom. How did I get my sleeping back? Because Ed has a UTI and he's sleeping more. So I just started sleeping more. So no. Do I have brothers or sisters? I have 3 brothers. Yeah. So yeah, no. Part-time job is not, I'm worked over my limit. There's no way I could work outside of the house. Ever. So yeah, no. I picture you leaving for your first day of work and the minute you shut the door. Yeah. Michelle, imagine me, and could you imagine me working with the vast population? Somebody gives me attitude. Could you imagine? Excuse me? What? I would get fired the first day. No doubt. I would get fired the first day. Oh my gosh, a hug would go a long way. I know. A hug from my mom would go a long way. My brothers also give really good hugs. My dad's kids. Josh doesn't. Josh does a side hug. He's lame. But no. Tracy, I like this thing. You know, can I tell you what to give? No. Or get? No, absolutely not. But what I can tell you is that it's helping my bladder. Yeah. It's not easy. I would die. Could you imagine me going from social media to public? Excuse me, Danielle, you can't. Can you change your face? What's wrong with my face? I couldn't do it. It triggers your vertigo? Oh, Hattie, oh no. And could you imagine my house if I worked part-time? Dan wouldn't allow it. I mean, Dan would forbid it. Could you imagine? Dan would be like, that would be easy. Peace, fuckers, I'm out. Yeah, my business is my home, and so is Dan's. And then we have Ed, and then yeah, I don't think people understand what my house is like on the daily. Like, I mean, if anybody gets it, it's my Zoomies who can hear it and see all the shit. It's you know, the people who've been here. Christy, who sometimes we talk and she's like, is this a good time? Christy, there's never a fucking good time in my house. The only good time is when Ed and Dan are out of the house, and then I could talk. Yeah, I think Dan would miss me more. Yeah, that's what Josh does. Josh just does, we do this to each other. We kind of go shoulder to shoulder. You can all have, I don't want your mother. No idea what it would be like to have very hateful, miserable sort of shit. Kelsey said she can never do what I do on the daily. So I chaos all day long. It's always something. Like somebody spills something, somebody's throwing shit at me. Dan's energy level, he's freaking out half the time. He's yelling at Zach, or he's yelling at his parents, his brothers over something. There's, you know, Danielle, let's do this. I mean, it comes out to me today in the middle of my chaos, and I'm trying to I fucked up all my social medias and my postings and everything, and trying to deal with Vegas and texting people, and I was trying to do too many things at one time because that's what I tried to do, and it's not working anymore in my 50s. And he's like, I just thought of a good idea. Oh. And I'm like, looking at him like, what? He's like, did you hear me? I thought of a good idea. Oh. And I'm like, what's your fucking good idea? Don't mind me, what I'm doing right now and how I'm feeling, but let's go. Let's hear your just, yeah, go for it. How about Dan goes back to school? Get the fuck out of here. 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 Do you think that's gonna be a good idea? I don't have time right now. Get out of here. Get out of here. And if the face didn't say it, my mouth sure did. No, I mean, he just doesn't, he's socially unaware. Those of you who know, right? I was on a live yesterday and he's coming in like this, you know, doing a video, and it's like at 10, it's like 20 decibels higher than it should be. Dan, oh, sorry. Then he paces back out, he comes back in, same thing. Dan, oh, sorry. Like, clueless. Oh, no. But do you think it would be a good idea? Oh, so you mean Dan goes back to school and you follow Andrew around every day at school and I am left here all day long? Yeah, sounds like a great idea. Great. Hoping for those of you who got down one. I do too, Jade. You know, I guess he does. There's more always, Heather. He's like one of the biggest pressure persons on the planet because I got to do everything. Remember that office that we need to get rented? Yeah, it's still sitting there. Why? Because we is me. My sister's way, he would sit there and say nothing till I start doing something. Yeah. How about I go back to school? Leave you and Ed alone. I think so. You know, Jade, you know, it is a powerful, that is a powerful statement, right? Your mom, you still have a mom, but you don't, you know, your situation is ragged and rugged and horrible, right? And for those of us who've lost somebody, I mean, my mom wasn't without fault, right? But I accepted those faults because she was still my mom. 10 minutes on the vibration plane. I don't begrudge her because she was just a single mom. And obviously she was like me in a lot of ways. She kept a lot of things to herself and nobody understood what she was. An office cleaning party. She kept a lot of things to herself and she just handled it. And I think I picked up from that, as well as her verbiage to me throughout the years of the only person you can take care of is yourself. Take care of yourself, get educated. You need to be able to fall back on something. You don't rely on no man, and you do what you need to do. Stay strong, figure it out, right? And just now telling me things she hid for years. Aw, but at least you have that chance, Lisa. What I would give to have that chance back, right? Of my mom being able to say, okay, we got to sit down and have a talk. I want you to know, these things about me. Instead, I'm left questioning and wondering, and I will never have those answers. And I can tell you something that haunts me, because I think she went through some major shit and had some major shit happen to her, and she kept that to herself her whole life. That makes me sad. That makes me sad. Bye, Pam. Hang tough, girl. Not that it could have helped her. She did have sisters, and none of her sisters know. One of them, her oldest, my mom was the oldest sister, but the second in line, Betty, she never had confirmation of the said things that I'm worried about. But she knows something horrific happened. In August, I get that, and I know that my mom probably felt it was better I didn't know, for whatever her reasons are, but I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that it's a learning experience for all of us, and it's a explains things. It could have rationalized certain things. It could have made, just things could have made a lot more sense. She's 85. Wow. So I just have always felt that it's important to discuss because of what I've lost and because of what I don't know. I always feel that it's more important to talk about things, even if it's not so nice, because I think it's important for everybody to know the history. The kids,
you know? And I don't think, certain ages, of course, you don't. But I think later in life, I wonder, I probably would have asked my mom because as I got older, when I was young and I had questions, I was too scared to ask them, right? But now that I'm older, I would have asked them. I would have totally said, I need to know. I'm very upset. I need to know, and if you don't want to share it with me, I understand. But I feel like there are so many questions I have because of your actions and because of certain things that I want to know. My father walked out when I was 7, leaving my mother to raise 7 girls. What a guy. What a guy. What a guy. So, I don't know. What is the right thing? I don't know. I'm glad he did. I lost my husband when I was 39. Oh, Lisa. And, I could survive, I mean, that's one thing I can say with confidence is that, God forbid, if something happened to Dan, I would survive. I would survive. I'm very close with my boys and I share everything. I would too, Heather. I mean, I know what I lost and what I missed out on and what I was too afraid to ask. And I will never get that chance again. And her family doesn't even have all the answers. Her parents did, but they're dead. And if they don't want to hear it, then that's on them, right, Ava? If they don't want to hear it, it's on them. But I can guarantee a majority of your kids will want to know. Yeah, you're welcome, Lisa. I don't have, and I kind of wished I picked my dad's brain too, Why didn't he ever get help? Did he ever think he had bipolar? Did he agree with that? Did he know something was off? It's like all these questions you have as you grow older and you've seen their patterns throughout your whole life until they die. And then there's so many things unanswered. What were you thinking when you were walking into that hotel room with a bottle of Jack and a bottle of Oxycontin with a revolver or pistol, whatever he had? What were you thinking? And why? Were you even thinking about your family? Dissociate, so I feel nothing, taking up language all day, couldn't hear it, so don't talk about it. And that's okay. You give them the option. If they want to hear it, they want to hear it. If they don't, that's on them. That's on them. But, I don't think it's always fair. For me, I can only say what I feel, You don't feel, again, everybody handles their situations they want to handle with it. Me as a mom, if they asked, I would tell them. I'm not burning them until they are old enough and say, hey, there's some secrets. Do you want to know them? Plain and simple. Ruined 4 kids' lives. It was horrible. Ugh, sorry, Marlene. I know, now your dad is too confused. I know, it's sad though, right? My mom was extremely depressed after our dad passed. She shared with me, yeah. I didn't even know I was married before I married their dad. Ooh, Angel's got a secret. Angel's got a secret. I think you should present the kids, when they're older enough, because some things are pretty intense that they don't need to know when they're little. But I do believe that, at the time that they're old enough, you present it with them. If they want to know, great. If they don't, that's on them. Yeah. Get it, Angel. Get it, Angel. Woo, woo, Angel. She's got a secret. Her kids don't know. How fun is that? See, I would be like, what I would do? I'd be at like the dinner table with everybody. And I would just be like, oh, by the way, I never told anybody, but I was married before your dad. And I would leave it at that. I think it would be funny. Just drop it. What fun is that? Just and their kids sit, always just sit there and be like, Mom, what? No, I just thought it was time for you guys to know. I was married once before. It would just be fun to do it. If you do that, let me know. I'm feeling hot today. You are, Pat? Is it hot outside, or are you just having a hot flash? Puff puff first. Oh, no, I think the marriage thing would be funnier. Who cares about the puff puff? They probably do it too, and you just don't know about it. Hot flash. I had a couple of those last night. And puff puff. Why would you think they would need to know about past the potatoes? Oh, by the way, I was married. Your dad's not the only one. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Oh, you have a sister too. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, by the way, I puff puff. How about you? Just put it all out in one day. Stories in junior high to tell them we had been married before. They responded, phew, I thought you were going to say we were adopted. Dad's first wife when the kids were teens. I think that would be hilarious. Angel, come on, live a little. Go look in the mirror. Right. Like I was adopted. Bitch, you look like me. Oh my God, that would be funny. I can't even joke like that because they already know. They already know. There's no secrets. They already know everything. The only thing they don't know, and they guess is the funniest thing. So can't tell you because then everybody's going to bug me about it. Never mind. I retract that. You didn't hear that. You're still laughing. You know, because it's a memory. Remember that time? Remember that time at the dinner table? Know that I'm bipolar. Only my close friends know. Yeah, you know, Joni, if that's your shit to share, like, you know, I don't know. And that's what I wonder of my dad, because my dad was, yes, you can, Shauna. Come on. Can I see you in private? No, nobody can see me in private. Not even my husband. My kids know everything. There's no secrets. My kids know everything. They know my body count. They know the things I experimented with. They know. I mean, there's not much secrets in my life. I heard the term hot dog water yesterday from the pastor I follow. What was he referring hot dog water to? So they know me. I'm an open book, if you guys can believe that. I know you guys probably can't believe that, but I'm an open book. So I don't have much. I'm very upfront. I use my experiences to teach my kids, you know. So yeah, everything. And my mom was too, for the most part, but she kept out some fucking key details. Yep. So, you know, you can't win them all, guys. But I just don't want to leave my kids with questions, you know? And my kids won't ever have any questions. They know sometimes way too much. Some kids will say, Mom, you told us way too much. I don't need to know that. And I tell them stuff all the time. We were talking about pubic hair the other day, me, Andrew, and Jennifer. For some reason, I don't know how we got on the topic of pubic hair. And then I, you know, told them about their dads, you know, because it was just we just went in with the serum, you know, and they were just like, ugh. I'm like, what? I wanted to contribute to the conversation. That apparently they don't really care to know about, but anyway, it was funny. I like to freak them out a little bit at times here and there. I was my parents if they were disappointed that I was a boy. My kids. I mean, I told Andrew, it was pertinent to the conversation. I swear to goodness, I won't tell you about it because that's a little too personal. But it was pertinent to the conversation what we were having that I had to share Dan's. Come on, they don't. I mean, come on, Christy. Do you think they would expect nothing less? I mean. They're just like, you never know. Mom, like, bruh. My kids, so my kids always tell them, well, my kids will say that. And a lot of times my kids were like, well, that's why I never told you anything because you always told your friends. I'm like, so what fun is that if I couldn't tell my friends? So I like to poke my kids a little bit, you know. I am the fifth girl. I've always told my parents they were disappointed. Oh, yeah. Fifth girl. Yes, they were disappointed, Jaren. Of course they were disappointed. You don't ask an obvious question. My kids are grands know too. My 30-year-old asked me the circumstances of his and why I got pregnant. At 17, I tell the truth. Yeah, I tell the truth. I know it makes a difference if things are blurted in context. It's fun. That's what my son tells me. You tell your friends everything. And I used to all the time. I mean, I want to share things. You know, Hannah started a period. Why couldn't I share that with my friends? They had girls too, and we were all talking about it. What's the big deal? Well, that's why we didn't want to tell you. Because it was our privacy. There's no privacy. Everybody has a period. You have 5 brothers and 5 sons. It's different, is it not? Right? Is it not? It's completely different. Because boys are a little bit, like Andrew thinks he can be clever with me, and then I out clever him with my words, and he's like, bruh. And I said, well, don't come at me thinking you're going to make me squirm. I will make you squirm, no doubt. So he tries to do that with me, tries to keep me on my toes. And him and his friends do it. They come in, they've been like that ever since they were young kids, right? They come in, they sit at the countertop, and they'll be like, what's up, Danielle? Nothing much, It'll be like 3 or 4 of them. And they're sitting there, and they would always say things to get me to be 10. Holy shit. And they would think like they were going to make me, sometimes I would look at them, and I'm like, is this a challenge? So anytime they were ugly and nasty, and the minute I do it, right? And the minute I do it, they're like, Danielle. I'm like, bruh, you sat here, all 4 of you sat here thinking you were going to make me repulsed. And now I come back to play your game, and now you're acting like I'm the problem? You guys are amateurs. You can't mess with the queen. They should know better. They still do it today. They still do at 20 and 21. They still come in my house and they still try to. I'm like, you want to go there? They're like, yeah, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Because when a grown adult says it, they get weirded out. You're the problem. I know this guy on TikTok. Got another guy today. We are getting hot and heavy with the men today, bullying women. Yeah, they're amateurs. Yeah, amateurs. Because I will beat you at your game of nasty talk. And I'm a nasty talker. And I like nasty talk. I think it's funny. And I love to make people surprised, Yeah, that's the spoiled one. You were the spoiled one. That's Andrew. Yeah. That's Andrew. Andrew's the spoiled one. I'm the common denominator. Yeah. I'm so the common denominator. Kim, have fun. Pew, pew, pow. I have some nice Dooney and Burke bags I'll sell you. I'm not into Dooney anymore. That was way back when. Yeah. The baby's always spoiled, 100%. Nasty talk is the best. I made some dough seasoned with dill. Hi, Gator. How are ya? How is everybody? Are you all... I know half the country is like in a complete frozen tundra. What is with that? We are... Oh, a dildo? Oh, I love dill sourdough. That's nice. Yeah, I mean, Andrew's spoiled. He wasn't spoiled for a long time, but he's more spoiled now than he was. I know, so stupid, so amateur. And he's probably like 65. You know what I mean? 65. Hell froze over. 10 inches of snow? Like, what is going on? Yeah, Tennessee has been. 2 degrees. I know. You guys, like, I'm sitting here. Bye, Pat. Have a good day. Stay cool. I'm trying to stay not frozen. And, like, I was too cold to go outside yesterday. My shorts and my sweatshirt. We have snow in Reno. What do you want? We know it snows in Reno. Happy Tuesday. Global warming. Yeah. All those people, All those people. Oh, there's no such thing as global warming. What do you think about it now? What do you think about global warming now? Anybody? Are we still in denial of the planet changing? I need to know. Is this like, are we putting it on the ballot this year or in 4 years? Bye, Carol. I know. Yep. There's no such thing as global warming. Okay. Yeah, fucking idiots. Global warming is the least of your worries. That's true. If we're seeing eye to eye on one situation, global warming present day is the least of my worries for the next, yeah. Anyhow, why don't they just go by the feels like, not the actual temp, it feels like it is. Yeah, it feels like it is. Global cooling. It's a global frozen tundra. Anyhow, I gotta be careful because my mouth goes crazy, y'all, trying to suck me into the politics of everything. Yeah, first 100 days. Woo! Gulf of America. Woo! Ah! Ah! I see you, Koso. Bring on the heat. I'm ready for winter to be over. And we haven't even really gone through enough of it. It's only January. That about sums it up. This is all I'm trying to do. This is every day that the news comes on. I'm like, ay, campaña. Oh. Away. Oh, I don't know. I can't. It's really, I can't. I, I, I'm without words. I know it's hard for some of you to understand, but yeah, I think about everything that I've been, even social media, it sucks me back into the madness, And I'm like, oh, what am I doing this for? My friend's like, I fucking deleted it. I couldn't handle it. It is what it is. And it's just driving me nuts. And I can't sit by and watch. And I just deleted it. The country spoke. Yep. The country spoke. And unfortunately, we can't do anything about it. So we have to sit back and watch things like the Gulf of America take place. Yay! Woo! Somebody come get her. Anyway, all right, I'm leaving before I say any more. Have a good day. Those of you who are, simpletons, have the day you deserve, whichever that may be. But for those of you who are important and show up every day and love to hear my shenanigans, you are important, you are worthy, and you matter. And Doris, you are right. Anyhow, me too. I thought it was a joke. I didn't realize it was real. There's a lot of things I think are not factual. And then, yeah, anyhow. I'm itching now. I'm uncomfortable. So anyhow, have a great day. Try to be kind. You guys, try to think positive and try to be happy, I guess. That is all. See you guys tonight. Love you, bye.